Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Live. Now, Orlando Pirates will be out to restore some pride when they welcome the defending champions of the Carling Knockout in Magesi FC out at the Orlando Stadium this evening. It is, of course, a fight to make your way into the semi-finals of the competition. In the other encounter, we will see Marumo Gallants taking on Stellenbosch FC at the Dr Molemela Stadium in Bloemfontein tomorrow evening. Both those clashes brought to you by the SABC. Now, to talk about this, we've wrote in former Bafana, Mamelodi Sundowns, as well as midfielder Sibusiso Vilakazi. Sibusiso, it's always such a pleasure having you. Good morning to you. I want to start our conversation just looking at the results we've seen for the teams that have now made it into the semi-finals of the competition. It's KZN dominating with Golden Arrows as well as Richards Bay. What do you make of those results?
Good morning, V. Thanks to be here. It's been exciting. I think I had a glance of watching those two games. It was the roads were leading up to Durban, where we saw Richards Bay having to fight it all out. I think it went to extra time, and that shows how much the games are getting compact right now, and they're able to be victorious. And of course, we went on to see Golden Arrows over edging at TS Galaxy. So as you can see, it's getting closer and closer and exciting. And I think the most important thing is that teams now are coming up also. So sort of underdog teams are coming out and find themselves in a position of winning the trophy. So now it goes now to the last 4 teams now that we're playing today, which is Pirates. Excited to watch Orlando Pirates, a very exciting team. Hopefully they'll be able to dust themselves after their exit from the CAF Champions League. And of course, on the other side, congratulations to Stellenbosch, which they continue to thrive and keep doing well. But I hope they'll maintain that form that they've been having, because things haven't been going well for them with the local domestic football for their side. So I'm hoping that they might turn it around. But at the same time, yeah, it's exciting times for Carling Knockout. I know for sure Chipezes is looking forward to that game also.
He's looking for another 100,000 rand check for man of the match.
It's an opportunity at the same time. It's also about performances at the same time. But I think as Carling Black Label, we are bringing exciting elements that we haven't seen for the longest time, whereby we see the return of the champion coach, whereby the fans have an opinion or have a voice, also just to have the experience. And maybe that one lucky coach might have an experience of having to coach the luxury of the Carling Black Label All-Stars. So maybe one day myself I'll get that opportunity of coaching these soccer stars in front of me. But that element is back, and I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so that's a big element, of course, looking at the competition, having that champion coach who will, as far as we understand, be coaching alongside one of the top flight football coaches.
Yeah, 100%, because of, there's people that have been in the game that you need guidance from. But I think going back, I think it was 2012, whereby that coach also progressed in terms of his coaching, because of it was not only the platform just for him, but it gave him a platform also to continue with his coaching process and his coaching journey. And I think right now also he's doing very well. I think he's one of a testimony that the opportunity is there. And I think for all the coaches who are upcoming, they should be really having a bit of a taste. They should be really saying, this is for me. And I think it can give you a platform, and it can accelerate your profession to another level. So I'm looking forward to it, man.
Indeed, and that's of course going to be in the Carling Cup, which takes place after the Carling Knockout. It will be the Carling All-Star team that will be taking on the winners of the Carling Knockout. Speaking of the Carling Knockout, and we look at these quarterfinal clashes, you have Orlando Pirates coming up against the defending champions in Magesi.
Yeah.
Also, Magesi is the team that knocked Orlando Pirates out of the cup last season with a 3-2 victory. Speak to me about that. And as you touch on that, I also want to look a little bit at Marumo Gallants taking on Stellenbosch, because Marumo Gallants, we saw how they pushed Mamelodi Sundowns all the way to the end in that round of 16 clash, forcing it into a penalty shootout where Washington Arubi just proved to be the difference.
It's funny, right? It's funny how this competition is able to bring life to the underdogs and make them believe. Because of, I think, looking at Magesi, in terms of looking at Orlando Pirates in the last 16, but I think the head-to-head is not too bad. Both of them have won it. But I think it was 2008 where Pirates had their exit in the quarterfinal. So it's going to be an interesting one. I say that because of Pirates just came out, they came out from the CAF crashing out. They have to bounce back. As I say, it's one team that I'm really, really excited to see, because of it possesses so much potential in the team and exciting to watch them. But at the same time, the underdog story continues, whereby it's a fairy tale for this small team, which is Magesi, and they can prove it, they can defend it, and they have the right to do that because of, they've done it before. So why not again in terms of continuing also to give those top performances? And I also say that's consistency that you need to show. You need to level up. You only have to do it once. And for you to be reckoned in a game of football, you have to do this thing consistently. But also moving on to Stellenbosch, which I've touched a bit on the other side and saying it's
and they've lifted the trophy before.
They know how to navigate at the same time, but it's not going to be so easy. Because as I say, most of these teams, is Marumo also, they'll want to get themselves. And they did a great performance of our Mamelodi Sundowns. So you want to continue from that. You want your Ruby also to continue from there to give themselves a chance also to be given that nod at the same time. But I think it's a very congested whereby if one had to predict, it's very difficult to predict right now and say who's going to win both of these games starting today and then tomorrow. Sure, but I'd like to see Stellenbosch going on. I'd like to see Stellenbosch also their assignment that has shown great strength of coming up, great strength of signing, and having to see the likes of De Jong continuing in the CAF Confederation, scoring goals for them. So Titus also has been great for them. So let's see how it happens. It's not going to be easy. Ruby also, I think you look at the qualifiers that when you play them at Bafana, with Zimbabwe, he had a stellar show. He always made us not to qualify.
He almost did.
Almost did, but of course he was doing his duties as a goalkeeper. But let's see what's going to happen. It should be exciting. And as I said, I still learn to see the Fagi goal experience. I'm not yet to see Fagi goals, or I'm yet to see to find someone that can predict the right time to score the goal for any of the team. I still want to see that someone saying, okay, the goal is going to be predicted at 1 minute, and for example, Paris is going to score in 1 minute. I still yet to see. So those are one of the elements that I'm looking forward to. And then of course, the man of the match, it is man of the match, but then now it's a switch to be a champion of the match.
Champion of the match that gets to walk away with 100,000 rand. And of course, I think the one thing that fans love about watching the Carling knockout is just they have all the power. Absolutely. From determining or guessing when that first goal is going to be, to choosing the player, the champion of the match, to eventually the champion coach at the end of the day in the all-star team. Yeah,
it's beautiful because of, it's an opinion, right? And sometimes all the opinions matters. It doesn't matter for me because of sometimes they say football analysts have their opinion and it matters for them. But at the same time, I still feel everybody has a voice and everybody is great in their own department. And one will be surprised. One will be surprised by someone who's supporting the game and saying how he sees the ball, how he sees the football game. And Carling Cup is the platform for that.
Okay, quick one. Orlando Pirates, Magesi, who's winning?
Orlando Pirates.
Stellenbosch.
Stellenbosch
is winning against Marumo Gallants. All right, cool. So basically what Villa is telling us is that we are going to see Richards Bay FC, Golden Arrows, Orlando Pirates, as well as Stellenbosch FC out in the semi-finals of this edition of the Carling Knockout. You can, of course, catch Orlando Pirates hosting Magesi tonight. That encounter will be live on SABC 3.